How the hell is everybody doing? Man Cave Sports back with another weekly edition of Puck Wild, our show dedicated to the Minnesota Wild. Wild are currently down 4-3 after two periods versus the New York Rangers. And interesting game so far. I believe we've been outshot considerably as far as shots on goal, but uh, nonetheless, it looked like for a second they had a lead 4-3, but goal got called back for interference. So with that, we'll go right to the agenda. Talk about the previous week. And Steve, I'll start with you because you brought this up last week that these games against the Devils and the Capitals over the last week, your big assertion was if the Wild can get 3 points out of this, if they can get a win, a tie, they're going to be sitting in a good place. And that did take place over the past week. So talk a little bit about that.
The last 5 games of March, I was concerned because it was going to be a bit of a gauntlet, right? We're going up against teams that were, even records or better records. Our offense is not what it should be. But, those last 3 games, I said we got to get 3 points. We got one from the Capitals. We kind of own the Capitals recently. We're 7-0-1 against them in our last 8. So, it was a good game. We held out Ovi. We didn't let him pick up one from us there. So happy to see that. The Devils games, we took the last one to overtime to get that point. So we got the 3 points. The only thing that that I wasn't taking into account was that the Blues were going to go on a 10-game win streak. So the Blues have hopped us there. We can talk a little bit more about that later. But yeah, I'm happy they beat the stolen from the Capitals. We shouldn't have beat them, but we did. 4-2. We're 28-0 after leading after 2 periods. So we're 29-0 now, leading after 2 periods. So that's good. But yeah, I was real happy with the way March ended out. We got 3 points out of the possible 6, which is what I was looking for. We fell 1 spot in the wild card, but that's just because St. Louis is hot. So yeah, I wasn't happy with that first New Jersey game because I thought we were in it. We were fighting Foligno came back, was looking really good, mixing stuff up, getting in a fight. He got his Gordie Howe hat trick there, was looking good in that game. But 3 points out of the 6, that's what I was looking for to, help us in April, try to give us a little bit of cushion until we get some people back.
All right. Speaking of getting people back, be naughty. I know you're always close to the injury front. We did see, I believe, was it last Thursday or Friday, Eriksson Ek and Kirill make a return as far as skating with the team. Any updates you have for us on injury status?
What a great question, Michael. You don't get enough credit for your intuitiveness, the right questions to ask, but that is the right question to ask. What I'm hearing from my sources, and I do have sources, is that they're both skating. Kirill is fully skating with them and having contact, and they're kind of keeping Ecker off to the side a little bit. They are both traveling on this road trip. We come back on Sunday. Don't expect to see any one of those guys on Sunday. On Wednesday, however, as Mike Letourneau would say, we're going to get a little bit of Kirill Kaprizov, I believe. And they're just ramping him up a little bit. I just don't think Ecker's ready there yet, from what I'm hearing. So I'm guessing that's more of a playoff time. But we're going to see the Russian Rocket here pretty quick.
Nice.
And I'm going to call Wednesday.
There we go. We'll hold you to it. All right.
I know you will.
Good to have our man Gary back. Gary, I believe I believe the Wild have like a 6-point cushion. Is that right now as far as the wild card goes? What's their goal here in the next 2 weeks? The last 6 games, 7 if you include the one that they are currently in right now. As far as where they want to be when this thing ends in 2 weeks.
They need to go 500 here in those last 6 games. In my opinion, those last 3 games, 4 games are pivotal. In my opinion, you need to be on a good run as you get into the playoffs. We can comment about Gus Bus and kind of the ups and downs and the flows, but the defense has to help a little bit as well. Forwards got to score. I mean, tonight they're scoring. It's 4-3, right? It's a good scoring game, but you can't win a lot of games 1-0. It's tough in NHL. It's just a hard thing to do. You got to put pucks in the net. That's just the way the game rolls. So they have to win half these games, in my opinion. You need to come out with 6 to 8 points to be comfortable. Yeah, you're going to be playing some of the Calgary. You're going to be playing those games that are going to be double points, really, right? Because you're playing the teams that you need to stay ahead of to get in the playoffs. But it's not just about squeaking in the playoffs. They're in a real good position to make the playoffs. But the problem is you need to be on a roll going into the playoffs. You can't go into Winnipeg. You can't go into Vegas just being good enough or just being in the playoffs. You're going to be one and done. That doesn't do anything. Eriksson, like you said, don't think he's probably going to skate the rest of this or play the rest of the season. Don't need to. Last year we tried the 3.5 weeks and a broken leg. Didn't work. Right? So you're going to leave him sit. Kirill needs some kind of ramping up. He's totally healthy. Just the surgeon just said today he's clear to play. Now Kirill wanted to play a week ago, and they told him they wouldn't let him skate with a team. So where that goes, I don't know. But he needs some time on the team on the ice, and they have to get 6 to 8 points, in my opinion.
Okay,
That's what has to happen.
sounds good. Appreciate that, Gary. So as we ramp up for the playoffs and potential opponents, Brian, who do they not want to play in the first round?
You know where I'm going. I mean, Colorado, we play them so nice, but they're just so much better than us, so much bigger than us. I would rather not deal with them, even though out of Winnipeg and Dallas, I'd rather play Colorado. I don't think that's going to end up being the case. Geez. It's just, let's just hope we get there. Let's win games. Let's stack the points. Let's stack them and rack them, and let's play whoever we want, or whoever we may. Let's just do it that way. You can't run from people. Big G's said that before. Mr. Steve said that before. You're just going to get who you're going to get. I would love to see some Fleury here at the end. He's been pretty stellar when he's been out there, and I understand that we're trying to get a goalie hot for the NHL playoffs because it's the fucking NHL. You can win if you got a hot goalie. I understand that, but we can't be worrying about that. And with Ecker, I do not want when he had that fractured tibula or whatever it was, we brought him back early. Let's just wait on that guy. But to your question, Big G, we'll see Kirill on Wednesday.
All right. On the flip side, Steve, who do we want to play? Is there somebody in particular that you would prefer to play?
I don't know. I wouldn't mind playing LA, to be honest with you. I'd be okay with going to LA with taking them on. I think that our defense matches up pretty well with them. I'd be okay taking on LA. Colorado, as much as we don't like them, let the chips fall. I really don't want to get Winnipeg and Dallas yet until we get Eckers back and get his legs underneath him. Let's make it a good college try. But my feeling is if we can take a run at LA, that would be my choice. I don't know how we would do that at this point in time with our wild card positioning, but if somehow we could pull that out, that would be my preference.
All right, and last question for the group, Gary. Who needs to step up their play? Who on the team can you think of as of late that really needs to step it up over these last 2 weeks, the last 6+ games, and really get it going for them to have success, particularly in that first round?
I think the guy who's doing it right now is Zuccarello, and I think he just came back from suspension. Why am I drawing a blank on his name? Hartman. Yeah. I mean, those guys are very pivotal because they're grinders, right? Like they're not that real finesse scorers. So those guys are going to be what you need. You need those grinders to get those loose pucks, to get those pucks in that. And we all know the recipe is going to be Kirill and Eriksson. We're missing Erickson Ek for sure on power play. What does he do best? He's very good at being down low, finishing those pucks on rebounds. That's the stuff we need. They're trying 5 forwards right now on power play. That ain't really working. They're trying to throw everything at it, but you're missing 2 guys that are very quintessential on that power play. So really, to tell you the truth, they all probably have to really kind of step it up. Boldy really has to hit this thing hard. And it's really Kirill and Erickson. We understand that, though. That's a meat of our order. Boldy's great. Yes, I like him. I mean, we can do all the Rossi, however the hell you say it, great. Those guys are going to be those role players, but you lean on your stars at this time. You really do. And we need those stars to shine if we're going to do anything. And I think the best matchup, just to say, is got to be Vegas.
Vegas.
I want to go to Vegas. I want to play Vegas. I don't want to touch Dallas, and I don't want to touch St. Louis. St. Louis is the best team coming out of that Four Nations. And I'm telling you right now, they're on a 10-game win streak. That's hot. That's hot.
Most definitely.
So,
all right,
that's
gentlemen.
kind of what I say.
Seeing that they're about to ramp this up for the third period. Hopefully the Wild can erase that deficit in quick fashion. Obviously Johansson's having a good game.
Great game.
Yeah, great game. Obviously going to need some defense here in the second half, or in the second half of the third period. Second half. Got football on my mind. But anyways, gentlemen, I appreciate it. That's another wrap for another edition of Puck Wild. We will see everybody next week. Go Wild. Thanks, gentlemen.